So I'm at the bar talking with this guy about a few Mandela effects, and Flintstones comes up, and I said, how do you spell Flintstones? And everybody's looking around, and he says, "No, that's weird because I've always known the cartoon to be Flint Stones with two T's." He goes, "When I was buying the Flintstones vitamins," he goes, "I thought it was really weird that they spelled it differently. It was just Flin Stones." And he said, "I really thought that's weird, but I guess it was some kind of product thing." And I said, "No, you probably saw the shift or seen it go back and forth." He goes, "No, I'm telling you right now, I know because I noticed it." And he goes, "It was just last week I noticed it." He grabs his phone, he looks it up, and he's just, it was two T's. Hey, kids, happy St. Patty's Day. Been, I'm going to say reluctant, I guess. I don't know. It's the closest word I can get right now. But a story that I've been meaning to talk about, an event. It happened between December 2015 and February of 2016. I can't pinpoint the exact date. I was walking around in Mississippi, and I was looking at it. I was definitely into the Mandela effects at this point, and I was really looking for them and searching for them. And I'm walking past a sign that says collectibles, and it's COL. Guess I should have wrote this down. COLETABLES. The point was, it's two L's, but the point was collect tables, TABLES, and that's the way I always understood it. But the sign said IBLES, and I looked it up, and the definition was that it could be spelled both ways, and that is not. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but it's always been collect, TABLES to me. So as I'm looking at this sign, I'm thinking, I'm going to go to Burger King. It's across the street. So I start walking over, and I'm walking towards the Dairy Queen. The Burger King is on the other side. I see the sign. I see the building. I see people in the building, but it's off to the side. I'm still like Dairy Queen's in front, and the Burger King's there. I see it. I can still see people in the window and whatnot. And I decide, you know what? I'm going through this meat thing, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to go there. It'll be meat. And I end up turning around going home. The next day, I go around this turn going towards the side that would be Burger King, and it's being built. Burger King, soon to be, soon on this premises, Burger King or whatever, and they got some bricks up. They got half the bricks up, and I'm just looking at it going, is it possible? Is it possible that I didn't see it properly and I just thought Burger King was there? And I'm like, no, because I saw it. I mean, it just blew my mind. It was being built, and a couple days later, I'm in work and talking to a guy. I'm like explaining how to get to my place, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, by the Burger King, I know where that's at." I said, "Yeah, the one that they're building." And he said, "Building? No, that's been up since last February. That was built there." I was like, I walked in this place when I finally went in it. There were signs up said that it was built in February of 2015, and this guy came in and he was the one that ate the first burger there, and he ate the first burger at like six other Burger Kings in the area. I mean, I was like silly, and I'm looking at this going, I saw the bricks. It was being built. I mean, at this point, the thing was there and up and running like it's been running the whole time, and I just thought that was strange. I mean, it was all that to me. That's all quantum because I was definitely focusing on Mandela effects. Okay, yeah, I'm stuttering a lot. I got green on. You know what today is. Come on. Even looking at the news to see what everybody else is doing and what's going on is bringing that into your reality. Okay? You're hurting yourself by just checking it out. That's simple. I have no idea how to use this thing. Oh, it's working. Change my channel name again. I wanted it to be Suso, Playing around with it. The last name didn't show up last time, so I went ahead and put Anthony in there. So it's Suso Anthony. So that'll be my channel name for the next 6 months. Got me a new phone, if you want to call it that. Something temporary, I suppose. Thought I'd check out the scenery. I've stayed away from the phone for such a long time, and I've come up with zeroing in on me. Also, another term I heard people talking about, cognitive dissonance. And, I read up on it, and I plan on reading more on it, but it just sounds to me like it's a long-winded way to say people misremembered, unless I'm missing something on that. We've entered cognitive dissonance. I mean, I don't understand what we've entered. We've entered mass mismemory. So I believe I shifted myself into a reality timeline where it's easier for me to shift out of negativity and just relax, be where I want to be, do what I want to do, create, love. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. Has there been any distinctive shifts, changes, noticed things that I've done on purpose? A couple of things I've noticed. I wasn't really doing it on purpose. It's just, how do I put this? Something assumed, but until I can fly, I'm not. There's just not going to be any proof. And even when I can fly, it's not going to be too many people in that timeline, that reality, that's actually going to see it, right? You'd have to be that far. Oh, what am I trying to say? What is that thing? Now, I'm not claiming this is a Mandela effect, but something I've noticed. Every time I see a T on a store name, it's got the little bottom hook, and the top of the T kind of curls back as well. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is a Mandela effect. It could have always been that way. Yeah, just had a conversation with a guy, his buddy. They were there to take it easy and relax because I was talking to them about Mandela effects for a while. They were just totally amazed. And they were telling me they were there because it's about the third time that they actually watched their friend die. And, they're on his way over his house now because they watched him die last week, saw him in the casket. They weren't bullshitting me. I mean, I talked to them about Mandela effects. They said they heard of it, didn't know. And then one guy was shaking. I was like, I gotta get my camera. Like, no, I ain't putting that on film. And it was just one interesting conversation, how they just sat there and shook. The Mandela effect is definitely growing. More and more people I bring it up to have heard about it, at the very least. A lot of them seem to get away from it because they don't understand that, no, it's always been that way. You changed. The item didn't change. They can't wrap their head around that. Some of them can, but just don't understand it. And that's to be expected. But with that guy telling me his friend, both of them are sitting there, yeah, our friend died several times, at least we think so, and we're here, because we remember it vividly, but it's like it didn't happen, and it's so weird that you're talking to us about this stuff. And these were two 20-year-old kids, and I had this camera not far, and they just wouldn't let me film them. I'm like, all right.
And I told these guys, I said, look, when you see your friend, and I don't know if you've had the conversation before, but from his perspective, he didn't die. His consciousness just shifted over into a timeline where circumstances were different, and hey, the multiverse works in mysterious ways. I guess what I would call a very disappointing situation where I picked up this hitchhiker. Hey, yo, I didn't do this on purpose. Get the collar open. I picked up this hitchhiker, and of course, listen, if you're hitchhiking and I'm driving by, you're in trouble because I'm going to wake your ass up. So I told the guy about the Mandela effects. He was all into it. And yeah, definitely going to be looking that up, checking it out. And I put the wall on. And I asked him what he heard. Whatever, I didn't lead him on. I just said, let's listen to this because some of the words changed for me. I said, tell me what you hear. He didn't hear anything. And then we played it again, and I told him it was break instead of brick. And for me, I heard brick and break at the same time. And I'm like, well, that's happened before because it's the observer. I get it. Now I'm hearing both. And then the next time where it's always been break for me, it said brick. And I was like, oh, no, I didn't go backwards, did I? But it's just shifting back and forth, and it's the exact same CD that I've used before. Oh, dang, thing's already going. Which way am I here? What have I noticed lately? There's some things I never mentioned. 3 famous groups or artists that I never heard of. Reluctant to say, who they are because it just could seem silly. Toad and the Wet Sprockets, Joss Stone, and Primus. And the only reason I even heard of Primus is because of the Claypool Lennon Delirium. Been doing some serious thinking about the Mandela effect and when it began, when it started, and yeah, it's probably been going on throughout history. But we're only noticing it now because of computers and communication, how quickly it goes on. Think about it. I mean, say it's 1977 and you're walking around and you notice the Pepsi can changed. And and you're immediately going to just assume that the product changed its logo. But if you're suspicious about it because, say, you were in the store, picked up a can, and then went the next day, picked up a can, and all of the cans are changed, you're like, wow, did they really go in and just change all the cans because the logo's different? Would they do that? No, they wouldn't. So you get suspicious, and where are you gonna look it up? Well, you're gonna go to the library and look up the logos for Pepsi and see what it was throughout history. I don't even know what that would entail. I mean, you're going to the library, you're looking it up. I'm sure it probably is listed somewhere. I'm sure you could find it at the library. So now you go through all that, and it's saying that it was that logo the whole time. It's never changed. Who are you going to tell? I mean, even if you did tell your close friends and talk to them about it, they may not have been affected. Then you really look nuts. Talk to your family. If they're not affected, you look like a freak. What are you going to do? You're just going to be quiet about it. I mean, maybe you'll document it. Maybe you're smart enough to just, you'll probably just blow it off and continue about your life. I mean, but think about it. That's what would have had to been done back then. And even if you did get that information out, it would take 2, 3, 4, 5 people to do it and actually come in contact with each other to make it a thing. So I really think, yes, I mean, what's happening, I have theories, but I think it's definitely been going on throughout history. I think this is our natural state. Our natural state, yes. And, as far as theories go, I think it's our consciousness shifting through timelines. I think we are multi-dimensional beings and we are experiencing multi-dimensions. So is it wrong? All these messages I see, they seem to be directed to me. And I feel that with the people doing different changes, as far as continents popping up, moving, shifting, the earth is malleable. Flat, round, globe, triangle, whatever. It's malleable. It shifts, it changes just like you do. So it's about you and the experience. I don't think it's about what you see, hear, feel, touch. I think it's about the actual experience of since the day I was born until the day I die. All I have is my experience. So we're all on our own little timelines, experiencing things. And when I'm interacting with somebody, they're in their own little dimension, experiencing their things. And the dimensions are so close together that we can interact with each other. That's what happens with everybody. And yes, this is just a theory. I could be having a conversation with somebody, and in another timeline for them, they're having a conversation with me, and it could be about something completely different. Might not have anything to do with it. But, I mean, on some level, that conversation is probably still taking place. So, in effect, you are the only one here. It's you, and it's about you and what your experiences are, and that is all that you have, is your experiences. I said on one video or another, I think I lost it because I don't think I put it up, but I think about the past. I remember the experiences, but I don't have that. That's not tangible to me. The only thing I have is those experiences. So the only thing I have now is, right now, it's tangible. This is what's important. This is my dimension. This is my timeline. And I do believe I can consciously shift through to whatever experience I want. Even memories aren't experience. You only have the memory of the experience, which is, I believe, what I meant by, I may have worked in Atlantic City for 27 years, but I only have the memory of that, the experience of it. I don't actually have the actual conscious feeling, touching. And I've been loving this concept about me being the only one in my dimension. I know I've mentioned it in one of my videos in the past, but
hey,
I'm in the middle of doing a video. Did you want to get on?
Fuck your videos.
Would you like to say something about Mr. Nelson?
Nelson Mandela was a very good man.
So this is what I meant by I'm creating things. Things are happening. And, I'm not sure how I'm doing it. But there's something in here that, I'm thinking, yeah, I know when I can do it. Does that make sense? You know what? Here's an example. Yeah, there was a guy who was at the bar a couple nights ago. He's telling me it was going to be 4 inches of snow. I said, nope. I told him I'm shifting into a timeline where it's not going to be 4 inches of snow. Not going to be any. And we were talking about the big storm after that, and I told him, no, we're not going to have it. It's going to pass. So big storm coming in, right? And right before it, last night there was supposed to be 4 inches of snow. And after that, some big 1.5 feet of snow coming in. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So last night we got some rain, washed away some ice. And tonight this big storm's supposed to come in, and it's 49 degrees. It looks like it's snow. It looks like it's snowing out there. But I'm not doing snow. Is that simple? Worked once. I mean, I came close. There was some flurries and stuff. But there's my Anheuser-Busch beer sign. It's still AI. I didn't walk 2 feet after that big speech about how it's not going to snow. I don't know how you say it because it's coming down. Cracks me up. I just said it's not going to snow. You see, now I'm too involved in this or something. I didn't give it much thought when it happened yesterday, and I just kind of jokingly told everybody we're not getting any snow. We didn't get the 4 inches, so
maybe I could stop a 1.5 foot of snow. I'll take a dusting. The temperature is dropping. It was just 46 degrees when I was on the other side of the street. But it's snowing, 44 degrees, and it's snowing. So if this is the big storm, I'm pushing that away too, because it's not going to lay that temperature. March 25th, and this snowstorm that was supposed to be here is not going. What's going on? Not coming in tonight. It's going to pass right over. We're right in between there.
Right at the top of that, right at the very top of that, that's where we're, right at the very top of that, that's where we're at.
The snow's just going to accidentally miss us, huh?
I think so.
So for me, the bottom line is, I heard from these other people that 4 inches of snow was coming in last night, and tonight it's supposed to be a big storm. And I just shifted myself into a timeline where it wasn't going to happen. I mean, yeah, everybody's going to say, wow, the storm just blew over or whatever. Well, yeah, that is how we're perceiving it. That is what happened. But, you know, I just knew. I don't see, and that's probably a key. I just knew everybody's screaming it's going to be 2 feet of snow. And I'm like, no, because I had enough snow. 10 months of winter is plenty, thanks. Okay, as a theory, all I did in my own dimension is shift into a timeline where there wasn't any snow, or the snow, it rained and washed away some ice. And tonight, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and there's still nothing. That doesn't mean there won't be around here, but I shouldn't talk like that. I'll change what I got going. It's going to be tough to get a 1.5 foot of snow out of this. So, but these other people that I spoke with about it, you know, they might be in their own dimension where there is a 1.5 foot of snow. I don't think it's that complicated.
Then in 2016, the earth shifted beneath our feet. The rebellion started.
Watching the Dr. Lupin episode right now, and he just said, why would the elite allow the internet? And that's something I've questioned all the time, because, and I just said in a recent video, you know, without, in 77, you come across this information, you got nowhere to go. Now with the internet, we got everywhere to go. I mean, we have the world at our fingertips. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that they allow that information to come out because they have 50 years beyond us information before that. I mean, whatever they're giving us, they have to be at least 50 years beyond us. The U and the N on bounce were not like that in another reality I recall. They were separate.
I've had 2 people tonight tell me that Lids, the hat company, is spelled L-I-D-Z. I'm never sure of it. I remember it as L-I-D-D-S, and it is just L-I-D-S.
Everything seems to be a distraction to me. Everything. Everything's a lie. Everything's a distraction. So where do we go from there? I mean, how do we break out of this computer program, break out of this physical matrix? Do we want to break out? I mean, this is something we obviously wanted to experience. So we're experiencing it now, and now we're experiencing the most exciting part of physical reality. I mean, this is it. You know, these changes, these shifts. like I've said before, this is telling us we are multidimensional beings shifting throughout time with our own dimensions, what we believe, what we've been programmed to believe, and we can change that. We can manipulate it to whatever we want. And even when we get to that point where we can, you know, is it a trap? Is this something we want to stay with? Is this something we want? You know, I feel like, wow, I really need to get out of this just to see what's going on so I can jump back in and take care of business. I don't know if it works that way.
We were supposed to get snow, but it.
And that's this snowstorm. This is it. I don't even think that's an inch. Since what is it? Since the 25th March, they were calling for this big 4 inches of snow, then a foot and a half of snow, and tonight we're supposed to get 5 inches. And I just keep saying, hey, I'm ready for spring. And I keep feeling that way, and this is what I get. I get snow coming down, melting in the streets at 31 degrees. I was just talking to one of the police officers, and he's like, yeah, I don't get it. You did tell me you were going to do that. I actually told him I was going to shift into another timeline and skip all the snow. And he's looking at me like, wow, could you do it Sunday? I don't want any snow on Sunday. I'm like, you got to pay me. This is a talent. So that was pretty funny, but... Ex-heliocentric, did you get what I sent you? You should have got rain and snow and all kinds of stuff. Look, I just feel it. I don't know, whatever. So I'm sure it's just a coincidence. I don't know.
So this is the piece of quartz that I had out in the yard that the orbs were over back in, what is it, June? June, July? June or July, I think it was July 2015. This nice piece was sitting right out in the yard. That's kind of right what they were over. So now I carry this with me everywhere. The movie's called Escape Plan, and Stallone just asked Schwarzenegger for a piece of metal, and he said, okay, I'll just go to Home Depot and pick it up. Maybe just skip the word the. Said the Our Father the way we all remember it. I'll explain this. Physical reality has not seemed the same to me for a long time. I'd say since 2012 to 2014, everything tasted like peanut butter or cardboard. I don't even know where to go with that. Things were definitely different. Things definitely changed. But even now, everything is surreal. Everything is surreal. I don't even know how else to put it. It just doesn't seem... It's not even tangible to me anymore. I mean, I'm trying. I'm just... You know, I worked in the big business for 33 years. I got out. Now I just feel like I'm on vacation. It's been a year. Coming up like April, the end of April, it'll be a year. Middle of April, it'll be a year. And that'll be a year for my site as well. It's just strange. I feel like I can do whatever I want. And now I'm in this... what do you want to call it? Purgatory. I'm in this zone where, you know, I'm just chilling, taking it easy, not worrying about anything, and just doing what I got to do to get through. And, you know, I have plans. I was planning on leaving this place. I live upstairs, work downstairs. You know, I got it made as far as a lot of things go, and I just keep trying to get out. Why? You know, there's things I desire that I know I could make happen right now, and I don't because I'm just too particular. I'm too, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for listening. And I'd like to take this moment to thank all of my subscribers, and thank you to everyone for liking any of my videos. I really appreciate that. You know, I know I should probably come out and say that often. I don't say it often enough. I've said it before, but I don't say it often.